This is Moshe, the electric Israeli, and thank you for joining. Let me shut this lady off, she talks too much. Okay, so we are on our way to our second trip in the Tesla Model Y. This one is... See, we just left the house. It's gonna be a long trip. Anyway, we're going on an anniversary, so happy anniversary to us, 23 years and counting with this wonderful woman. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, enough nonsense. We are going to Rhode Island. Bethy is going to talk to you soon about the itinerary. This is our second trip. Our first trip was like not too long, 150 miles, no big deal. So this is going to be more like 400 miles. We're planning another trip at the end of this month. That's going to be like 1,000 miles. We're going to go far away. We'll do that as well. So we are living with 236 miles charge, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. We set up a trip to Rhode Island meter. We're going to try to estimate the range of this car, the real world range. As you know, we do videos with real world range, not all kinds of shenanigans and trying to conserve. We drive as you would. So the air conditioning on, everything is on. As you see, the beauty of this amazing all-electric SUV is plenty of trunk place. So we have the spare tire, the beach chair, the bags and everything, and the seats are folded. It's not even, I didn't have to flat them up. And in the front I have all the tire repair kit that I use, so that's wonderful. What we're gonna do, we are driving around 159 miles to the New London Supercharger, and it is a 250 kilowatt supercharging speed, and we should get there with 16% left on our charge. Hopefully it will be even lower than that, because we want to probably fully charge it there, because we're going to go to Rhode Island. That is going to explain the itinerary, and then we want to see how fast what is the maximum charge that we're going to get, and also we want to see how long it's going to take it to at least 80% or so, to let's say 280, 290 miles rated range, and then we'll try to calculate what will be the real world range of this. Like, so Bethy, which is the perfect driver to make tests like this, we're gonna average about 80 miles an hour. Okay. Oh, she's so happy. She likes to drive fast, and I just don't. But she's a fast driver. So we're gonna go on Route 287 North in New Jersey. Then we're gonna pick up. You know what? Let her explain this. So, Annie, explain the route, the itinerary, and where we're going and all that. And here she comes to save the day.
We are headed up to Rhode Island. Hello, everybody. As Moshe said, from New Jersey. And from where we are in New Jersey, we take 287 north into New York State, and then we cross over the Tappan Zee Bridge,
also known
as the Mario Cuomo Bridge.
Right.
And then we pick up 95 and go through New York and into Connecticut, and then right into Rhode Island. I think the whole trip is about 4 hours, but obviously we're stopping, as Moshe said, in New London, Connecticut. Then we're just going to be around Newport, sort of, sightseeing and doing all the mansions and whatever's open. We'll see. And we have a few reservations for outdoor dining, and of course a special one for tomorrow night for the anniversary. And we'll just, hopefully have a lovely time. If the weather's good, and things are open, we will have a great time.
All right, so she is going to be doing most of the driving. I'm going to do most of the calculations. So we have 2 hours and 35 minutes ride. Like I said, 159 miles. So it's going to be really fun. So we're going to do all kinds of tests. So the first leg is going to be about an 80 miles an hour speed, average speed. So we'll see what will be the all important watt-hour per mile. The instruments are on. Obviously, air conditioning. It is hot. It's already 80 degrees. It's going to get to 90. It's hot, which we love. We love hot. And this car, as you remember, has a heat pump, which contributes tremendously to the heating and cooling of this car. So we'll see what's the difference. We know from past trips in the Model 3 what used the watt-hour per mile was. So we'll try to do some comparison. And on the way back, let's say we'll drive, I don't know, 75 miles an hour on average, see what's the real-world range. So it's not like what is the total range of this car. We don't care about that. We care about what's the condition of the car, and of course the ride quality and visibility and all these great things. Okay guys, stay tuned. We will see you on the road. First stop in New London. Update is a quick update for you guys. We are about to cross the beautiful Tappan Zee Bridge, Mario Cuomo Bridge. On either side is the great Hudson River. We now have about an hour and 56 minutes to go, 109 miles. Again, trying to maintain the 80 miles an hour. So we drove 50 miles on 260 watt hour. That's great. 13 kilowatt hour spin. So here, this is a beautiful new bridge. It used to be a dump. This bridge used to be awful. I remember.
They don't take it that much.
I remember. Anyway, because I used to, when I worked in camp, I used to go over this bridge all the time.
What, 25 years ago?
Yes, 25 years ago, correct. So here it is, it's coming up. So we are going to continue updating you on the consumption and all that stuff. So see you very soon. Alright guys, as you can see, we are 10 miles away from our first stop in New London, Connecticut. We drove 150 miles. We have 10 miles to go, and we have a battery left 60 miles of rated range. So when we get there, we'll be around 50 miles rated range. Making a simple calculation, we started at 236. We're going to be finishing at 50 miles, so we needed 186 miles of rated range to actually go 160 miles, which comes out to about 86% on an average temperature of 85 degrees. Air conditioning is on, about average 80 miles per hour. So which is, if I would have charged the car all the way to the end and just drove it all the way, that probably will get 270, 275 real world miles on this, on a full charge. But that's not how things work. We're going to go to town, we're going to drive around town, so the 270 watt hour per mile that we have now is going to go down, and then we're going to drive home. So we're going to see how a trip like this is going to be calculated at the end. That's the way you want to see it, because what we like to give you is real world miles, real world range, real world consumption in normal conditions, winter, summer, and all that stuff. So now we're going to go to New London. We're going to charge. I'm glad that we are very low. We're going to supercharge on a V3. The beautiful thing about V3, not only because it has 250 kilowatt power, but it's also every stall is individual. It doesn't matter if there's a car next to you. It's not going to be less kilowatt for you because you are sharing with somebody, just like with the traditional supercharged. It's really one of the greatest things. It's like you get maximum power depending on your car when you are charged. So let's see how fast this car is going to charge. We're going to charge it as much as we can. All right, here we go. Okay guys, here's an update. So we just finished supercharging. We got to 275 miles. We gained 225 miles. So we were at 50, 150, 220.
You can add.
225. I can add first grade level. So as you can see, the greatest thing about this V3 is that your first 5-10 minutes are the crucial. That's when you get the most amount of charge. So we got like in 10 minutes we got like 150 miles, and then you know, so it was like 230 or so kilowatt, and then very quickly after a couple of minutes goes down to like to this, and then it goes down. So the first 10 minutes you get like 150 miles, and then it goes down to like 100 kilowatts, and we ended up at like 68, I believe. So that's what it is. So what is it good for? A nice jolt at the beginning, and you move on. Now if we wanted to charge it all the way to capacity, to full, which we don't, then we'll have to wait altogether probably 50 minutes. So the first 10 minutes was great, and then we had lunch. I had the baguette with turkey, and she had egg salad, and it was great. So now we are headed to where are we going? I forgot.
The University of Rhode Island.
University of Rhode Island. In where?
Kingston.
Kingston. We're going to take a look because my son may apply there. Our son may apply there. Let me add. I had it with you last time I checked. And then we're going to Newport, Rhode Island. Without her, I don't know what I would do.
You wouldn't be traveling without her.
I won't be traveling, exactly. Okay, we'll give you an update very soon. Okay, guys, we are in Rhode Island, and we rented this beautiful, beautiful little cottage here, number 9. And here's the Tesla Model Y. And I found this window right into this little tiny driveway, and I plugged in the the cable that comes with the car. I plugged it in to the room, and then it's charging. But look at the beautiful rate. We are charging on, let's see, 12 amp. It's going to take us 23 hours to charge the car fully. I mean, we not going to drive the car in the next day or two, because we're just going to take an Uber and walk. But now it shows 0 miles per hour. It's basically 4 miles an hour. 4 miles an hour and 118 volt. So this is fantastic. I mean, I don't care. To me, you can charge for the next day and a half for like, this is great. I'm so happy. See what happened. Let's see how long it's going to take it to charge. All right, guys, here's an update. We are drinking mimosas. I mean, I'm spilling mimosa, and
There's a drinking problem.
Not a drinking problem. So Betty, what's the update?
We are on a little. We're on a little day cruise. An hour and a half around Newport. Beautiful weather, nice and hot. Nice little bit of wind out on the water, and having a great time.
All right, in the mountain, the best road trip car. All right, we're celebrating our anniversary, by the way. 23 years and going strong. Today's the day, baby. 23 years ago, we were in Las Vegas.
We're getting married.
Well, the next day we were. You know what I mean? She got to own everything. You own everything.
There were no Teslas back then.
That's it. There was no Tesla. It was gas cars. Okay, anyway, it's going great. Look at this weather. It's really pretty out here. Rhode Island. What town is this?
Newport.
Newport. Really beautiful here, I got to say. Okay, here's an update. So the car now has 303 miles because we've been trickle charging it for the last 2 days. So far, since we left a couple of days ago, we are averaging 280 watt-hour per mile. We spent 70 kilowatt-hour of the battery, and we traveled 248.8 miles. This 70 kilowatt-hour is very, very interesting, because that's basically what I told you the real-world range would be, close to 250. I mean, we have 5 more kilowatt-hour. That's the capacity of the battery fully charged. So basically 250, 260 in the way we've been driving, that would be the range. So now we have 303 miles. When we leave in a couple hours from now, we will be traveling 215 miles back home. It's 3 hours and 37 minutes. And the battery and it says that we'll get there in about 7%. Now, the trickle charge was very important because I want to show you something. There are not too many chargers around here. The closest one is here, about 16 miles away in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. So if we didn't have this trickle charge option, we would have had to stop to charge on the way home. But now we don't have to. We can go straight through. Now we'll see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this trip to Rhode Island meter, obviously, and we're going to look what will be the actual results at the end, the total results and today's result, and see if we can compare them. So we should be able to make it no problem. 215 miles, no problem. Should be able to make it easy peasy, and then we'll give you the last update when we get home. Okay. All right, guys, here's an update. So as of now, we drove a little bit more than 265, 66 miles on our total trip, but the kilowatt hour is reached 75 kilowatt hour on around 280 watt hour per mile. So technically, if you say this, if I charge the car to 100%, the battery capacity is 75 kilowatt hour, and I drove it all the way down, this is what you get: 266 real world range, okay? Real world range. Now obviously you never drive your car all the way to zero. You leave a little bit to get to charge. So on our trip, driving this way, 80 miles an hour with some city driving and all that stuff, what is the Model Y real world range? And in this condition, in this temperature, and everything that we discussed so far, is about 260-ish mile, or 266 mile, or whatever that is. Okay, that's what their real world range. So when we get home, we'll see how the watt hour per mile, which is so important, and how it translates. But basically, that is the simple conclusion. Now, if I drove 60 miles an hour, the real world range would be much more for the 75 kilowatt hour. That's basically what is this car mean in the summer, highway driving, mostly some city driving. All right, more updates too. Okay, we are at the Fairfield, Connecticut Supercharger. It's a nice rest area. Here we are. We have a nice person who's icing in the Tesla charger. Okay.
Only shade in the parking lot.
It's only shade in the parking lot. Okay, we give him a break. Plenty of chargers. So it's a 250 charger here, and there are chargers on the other side of the highway. This is 95. So you have 8 chargers on each side. That's great. So we just took a quick lunch, so we gave it a little juice. Okay, guys, this is the last update. We have about 7 miles to get home. We'll be home. Our total trip will be 471 miles. That's 71 miles more than we planned. Where were you?
I don't know. What did we do?
We drove around a lot. Anyway, so I'm going to snap a photo at the end and show it to you, the final numbers in terms of kilowatt hour and watt hour and all that, watt hour per mile and all that stuff. So gotta say a couple things. It is a very efficient car, I have to say, compared to the Model 3. That's the only comparison I have. So right now, as I'm looking at it, it's 279 watt hour. We're going to go up a hill to our neighborhood. So let's say we're going to end up at 280. That's fantastic. The Tesla Model 3 always got 320, 330-ish and all that. So obviously the heat pump does a marvelous job. Like I said to you before, if you are to extrapolate all the numbers, driving the way we drove, real world driving, no compromises or anything like that, you can easily get 260, 270 miles, fully charged all the way to zero, which means in real world 240, 230 before you going to say I'm going to charge the car. But technically you can get to 60 to 70 easy. So that's that. Autopilot, we drove a lot of autopilot. You know that I hate the fact that you cannot use the blinker to move automatically, because for that you need the whole suite. So let's not get on that one. I made a lot of videos about me renting it, she told me to get over it already, so I did. It's okay, and I retaught myself how to move a lane without the assistance. It's fine. But you know, the supercharging is great because there's a lot of level 3 supercharging. We did stop for lunch and we did supercharge. We got like, well, how many miles we got, honey? Remember? It was 150 and we got got 80 to 30. We got like 80 miles in like what, 10 minutes. It's incredible. It's really incredible. So the autopilot, back to the autopilot, I can tell you this, you feel much more comfortable. Even Beth said that when she was driving it, but still has that issue with the shade, with the shadows. You know, if you see shadows under a bridge, it starts to, you know, to slow down abruptly and all that. So I don't understand this. I've been saying it so much in many of my videos. Now, it is, I have to tell you, it is the best car for road trips because it is a small SUV, and Beth drove an SUV for a long time, and she's going to tell us about taking this car into road trips and how is it different than the Explorer that we used to have back in the day.
It cost us a lot less money. Well, the Explorer was a great car, you know, for utility, logistical wise.
Right.
But I was going to the gas station like nearly twice a week, spending like $50 when the gas price was high. So, so it's great to have an SUV, obviously, but you're paying for it unless, of course, you have this car, which you don't have to pay for the gas. Obviously, I guess you pay in other ways, but certainly not in the gas station.
Well, we supercharged twice. But we, thanks to you, my fellow followers, we have so many free supercharging miles because of the referral code. So we can drive for 3 more years, easy, 4 more years, no problem, without paying anything. And we have that, you know, Airbnb free e-gas when we charge the car with the 110. That was great. So it's really, it is a completely different experience driving this car on long trip than the Model 3. It's very powerful, it's big, it's tall, it's very comfortable, and you can take whatever you want. We have the like I showed you at the beginning, we have the spare tire, we have the spare tire kit, we have the beach chairs, bags, you name it, you can just pile it on. It's no problem, there's plenty of room. It's a great family trip. It's great for trips. Really, we've loved it. Okay, I hope you enjoy. If you lasted until this part, you guys getting extra credit. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon. See you tomorrow as usual, but we are planning another trip in a few weeks. See what happens, see where we go. Probably going to be a little longer, but we'll let you know about it. Thank you guys.